Chapter 1. Worlds Apart. Liam believed in numbers. He was a bank director, meticulous about his schedule. His life represented stability and clear boundaries. His younger brother, Noah, believed in color. Noah was an artist, prone to spontaneous trips. His life was defined by authenticity. The divergence in their paths had created a subtle but deep-seated resentment. Liam felt the burden of being the responsible one. Noah felt the constant judgment. They preferred to maintain a strained silence, the unspoken agreement that kept their relationship from collapsing. The agreement was broken when their mother called them both home. Mother: I love you both, but your silence is hurting the family. Before I sell the house, you two must spend a weekend here and find a way to reconcile your differences. No more avoidance. Liam arrived exactly on time. Noah showed up 2 hours late. As they sat across from each other at the kitchen table, the air was thick with unspoken tension. A weekend of forced proximity was about to force a decade of silence into the open. Chapter 2. The Pressure of Expectation. The confrontation began quickly. Liam was the first to speak, his voice tight with long-held frustration. Liam: I just don't understand why you refuse to live a conventional life, Noah. You have talent. Why not use it to secure some stability? I feel a constant obligation to look out for you. Noah immediately became defensive. He felt the accusation was unfair. Noah: That's exactly the problem, Liam. Your expectations are a cage. I don't need you to validate my choices. My career might be volatile, but I am free. You are trapped in your success. Your stability is your prison. The conversation quickly escalated. They began listing their sacrifices and their burdens, each using their life path to pass judgment on the other. Liam: I sacrificed years of my life to get where I am. You just assume I can pay for everything, yet you criticize my success. You have no idea of the burden I carry. Noah: And you stereotype me as the irresponsible artist. You pass judgment without trying to understand the intrinsic value of my work. I don't need your money. I need your respect. The argument concluded with both of them walking away, feeling defeated and misunderstood. It was a cycle of resentment that neither of them knew how to break. Chapter 3. Seeking Neutral Ground. Following their mother's plea, they reluctantly agreed to meet with Mark, a family friend and professional mediator. Mark suggested a neutral setting to allow for emotional safety. His first goal was to introduce the concept of empathy. Mark: We are not here to debate your career choices. We are here to talk about feelings. Both of you need to express some vulnerability and practice empathy. Liam: Tell Noah how his lifestyle makes you feel. Liam, trying to be honest, spoke about his fear. Liam: I feel anxious. When I see you struggling, I worry. I feel a parental obligation to you. I'm scared for your future. Mark then instructed Noah to acknowledge his brother's fear, not his argument. Mark: Noah, you need to acknowledge Liam's fear. Respond to his feeling, not his accusation. Noah: I see that. I never considered that my struggle creates anxiety for you. When you offer money, I felt like you didn't validate my path, but now I see it comes from your fear, not just judgment. This exchange was a breakthrough. By addressing the underlying emotions rather than the superficial actions, they began to communicate in a more constructive way. They were learning to share their perspective without passing judgment. Chapter 4. The Core Value. Mark continued to guide them, encouraging them to define their core values. Mark: Liam, what is the single most important value you pursue in your life? Liam: security, having a safe future and a cushion against the unexpected. That is my core value. Mark: Noah, and for you? Authenticity, being true to myself and my art, living without compromise. Mark helped them see the connection. Both security and authenticity were intrinsic needs. They were simply expressed through divergent paths. The challenge was to reconcile these two values within their relationship. Liam: I realize I have been trying to force my core value onto him. I need to trust him to find security on his own terms. Noah: And I realize that I have been resentful of his stability. I can stand by him knowing he will always look out for me in his own way. They found their mutual ground. The key to their relationship was not agreeing on what to do, but agreeing on how to value each other. Chapter 5. The Unspoken Agreement. The brothers finally sat alone again. The silence this time was comfortable. Liam: I need to draw a boundary. Please don't ask me for small loans anymore. If you need a significant amount for a big project, we can talk, but the small things undermine my respect for your independence. Noah: I acknowledge that, and I need you to draw a boundary too. Please stop sending me job listings for banking positions. I promise to keep you updated on my art exhibitions. Liam: It's a deal. I will look out for investment opportunities for your art. I will sustain my stability, and you pursue your freedom. We agree to accept the difference. This was their new unspoken agreement. They were setting constructive rules. They committed to unconditional acceptance and promised to allow the relationship to evolve naturally. They realized that the strength of the family legacy was not in uniformity, but in the power to evolve together. The best unspoken agreement is not the agreement to stay silent. It is the commitment to listen, even when you fundamentally disagree. Conclusion. The silence was finally broken. The challenge now is to keep the conversation going. Are you ready to write a new unspoken agreement for the relationships in your life?